Adele, Starwater 2.5. It is coming up on 8:09. May is National Foster Care Month, and over the past couple of years, we've gotten to really know the people at Gateway Longview very, very well. And then, of course, a little show called This Is Us brought foster care and adoption up to prominence really nationally. And so we thought we'd invite the folks in from Gateway Longview today and maybe help out some people listening who might want to do some fostering, maybe some adoption in their future. So from Gateway Longview, we welcome Sarah Falzone in today. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Rob.
Excellent. You're like a you've been here multiple times now, right?
No, this is my first time.
This is your first? I thought you were last time, too.
No.
Who did we speak to last time?
Michelle Fedowitz.
Oh, Michelle. Oh, you're much better than Michelle.
Don't tell her that.
I'm saving that. And Megan, who is one of the foster moms, we'll get to know in just a second. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning.
All right. We'll get to you in a second. You have quite the story. But for those who don't know, Sarah, tell us, what does Gateway Longview do? What's their role in the process of fostering?
Well, we are a certified foster care and adoption agency, so we place kids from Erie County into our foster homes, and we are also licensed to complete adoptions.
Get a little bit closer to the microphone there, going back and forth. I think we got all of that, though.
Okay.
So you are basically on the front lines. Somebody thinks about fostering. Somebody sees something like This Is Us, and they're like, I think I can do that. And I know people that have. They call you, and you are responsible for getting the right people hooked up with them.
Yeah, our potential foster parents will call us and ask us all about foster care, and then we sign them up for our orientation and kind of just take it from there. They'll attend foster parent certification classes. It's a really nice process.
And you're looking for some very special certain people when you go through the processes of finding out who qualifies and who doesn't. And Megan, certainly you are certainly one of them, because let's just go from the bio. You fostered 11 children over the past 6 years.
Yeah.
And the bonds you must have with them. Some of them are going to be lifelong, because talk about, you've already adopted one, you're going to adopt 2 more. Tell us, you've got some incredible stories.
So my husband and I actually kind of came to foster care in an unconventional way. We were in youth ministry, and we took in a 15-year-old, and she had had really bad experiences in foster care. She had gone through lots of transition and some emotional abuse, and it was really hard, and that actually is what inspired us to become foster parents ourselves. We had never parented, really, except for our 15-year-old, which was kind of like she was already done being raised, and we started out with 2 under 2 for a summer. So we went from no kids to 2 toddlers, a baby and a toddler, and we have since returned a few kids home to their parents, which is really awesome and the goal of foster care. And we are also in the process of adopting 2 girls through foster care who have been with us for 3 years.
And you just mentioned something that Sarah, you can fill in the blanks on. Fostering doesn't have to be a lifelong thing. It may be you're looking for a home just for a couple of weeks or a couple of months for a child.
Yeah, definitely. The need for foster parents that can take kids in short-term and long-term, up to a year, is greatly needed. We need those people who are committed to sending these kids home to their parents and reunifying the children with their biological parents.
Megan, did you have, I'm sure you had some of the questions that people always have when they go to foster for the first time or think about it, like, am I going to hate it? Will they like me? Will I like them? Talk about some of those aspects that right from the outset you had.
Yeah, the first little girl that came home to be in our home, she got there and literally walked through the door and screamed, I think, nonstop for 3 weeks. We went to our neighbors and we're like, just so you know, we're not hurting anybody. She's just going through a tough time of transition. But the bond that we've formed with them, and even still, she's with her mom, and it's been 4 years, and we still get updated school pictures from them and get to, check in with them and see how they're doing. We really make it a goal and a priority to have good relationships with not just the kids in foster care, but the families in foster care, because there aren't any bad guys in foster care. Everyone just needs help. So I think you learn a lot about yourself. There's no room for rigidness or control in foster care. It really is a time to learn how to be flexible and just kind of love recklessly.
I was going to ask you an open-ended question of your, like, what are your great moments, what you get out of it, but you've described it so well. And just tell us about now you're adopting 2 more. Expound on that a little bit. How old are they, and the story?
So our girls came to us at 5 weeks old and 5 years old.
5 weeks?
Mhm.
And wow.
Right from the
Together,
hospital.
2 sisters, right?
Yep. Actually, we got our 5-week-old daughter first, and then her sister was with a relative, and they brought her to be with us as well so that the siblings could be together and they could both be in like a safe environment when she was 5. And so at that point, actually, a lot of homes my 5-year-old was already too old for, because some people think like babies are easier, so let's start there. So definitely if people are willing to take older kids, that's a real need in foster care. But they are just, I would not trade anything in the world for my girls. They are just hilarious and spunky and fierce and sassy.
The smile on your face and your eyes,
Yeah.
we could see it all on the radio. It's coming through, believe me.
We love them. And so now they are 3 years old and 8 years old. They've been freed since June of last year, and we are hoping to get a June adoption date.
What does that mean, Sarah, they've been freed? What does that mean?
That means that they are freed for adoption.
Okay.
Their parents had an opportunity to get the services they need to get the children back.
And they declined to do it, or just didn't? Yeah.
Sometimes, people can be in bad places, and they might not be able to take care of their children.
That's why you do what you do. You put it into the right way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Incredible story, Megan. Thank you so much for everything you've been doing. And Sarah, how many kids are in the foster care or in the program right now?
We have probably roughly about 80 children who are awaiting placement or are awaiting forever homes. The greatest need right now are for children that are school-aged and large sibling groups. So anybody that's interested in taking a child, even a teenager, there's such a great need. Sibling groups often get split up because homes cannot accommodate, more than 1 or 2 children. So anybody
That's why it's so exciting what Megan's doing with keeping the sisters together. Absolutely. So sorry I cut you off there, but I just had to interject on that. And so if there may be a star listener right now who's thinking of, you know what, I heard Megan's story, I've thought about it, this is the time for me to act. What do they do?
We have a Facebook Live event tomorrow at noon. You can tune in to our Facebook page, Gateway Longview Foster Care and Adoption, and we will be covering some basic questions. And then if they're still interested, they can sign up for one of our upcoming orientations.
And the website is gateway-longview.org.
Yes.
Got it right there. Every time I mess that up. .org. Thank you so much for both coming in today.
Thank you.
May is National Foster Care Month. That's why we've been visiting with the folks from Gateway Longview. And Megan, do we need to do a shout out to your husband who's probably at work right now? Or
he stayed home with the babies so I could be here. So Greg and the girls, Mia and G, thanks for listening, ladies.
All right. Shout out to everybody there in the Battista household. And what's the event I'm doing for you guys next Thursday? I'm hosting a private event. Tickets aren't sold or anything, but what are we doing next Thursday?
That is our annual foster care banquet. So we honor all of our hardworking foster parents with a yearly banquet. And
should I bring tissues? I'm going to be crying a lot that night, aren't I?
It is a great night to just honor everybody that works so hard for the children.
I'm honored that you asked me to host it. Can't wait for it next Thursday night. Gateway Longview National Foster Care Month. All the information at gateway-longview.org. And we'll have this interview up later on the On-Demand tab as well at mystar1025.com. Thanks for coming in today. And hopefully we made a couple of fostering connections this morning. 8:18 at